the recording, just in case it's good to have. So, am I recording? No, I'm not. Am I recording?
Sí.
Yes, yes, you are
I am
recording.
recording. Okay.
But at least I received the notification.
You didn't get the notification, but you see it's recording.
No,
I got
actually I did. I received that the meeting was starting to record.
Okay.
It's recorded.
Okay, yes, it's recording. So we are here, 16th of November, first fundraising team meetings on AirMeet and Zoom. And I'll go to our meet later. The next time milestone is 24th of November, so in 12 days. And it's a heads up message. So the thing about Giving Tuesday is it's a very interesting fundraising situation because you fundraise that day. So the idea is that you don't start fundraise right now. Everything is in that day. It starts, and it's the whole season. It's that day, and in that day, Facebook will match our fundraising, everything that was raised that day, if we do in the fundraiser. But it's the whole giving season in the United States is December. So in Western Europe, because there is also the holiday and the tax returns, and you can close your. So this is like an important giving season. But so we are preparing that, and our way that is emerging is an event, which is what we do best. It's a party, and it's an exchange, and it's a place where we can showcase ourselves, but even more so, we showcase other people because as Imagine Action, we are a stage for social artists and social arts as much as we are the actors. We are more a stage than the actors, you know. So we're offering that stage. So 24th of November is the heads up. So that what it means actually is that we're going to let people know that we're fundraising on Giving Tuesday. And this will go on the newsletter, on our various newsletters. We have more than one, social media, etc. And the other things, and again, we can move those timeline a little bit earlier if we feel, but it gives us quite enough time to launch and prepare the social art, the social media art, and all of that. And it still gives us enough time if we launch full campaign in 26 to build up for the event itself. Also because there is a lot of in-between question mark that will define the artwork, okay? So after, and we will look that in the schedule, after we finalize the schedule, we need to harvest from all these people the text, the images, their profile, so we can prepare the things for the social media. So it takes time to build up the resource gallery. It's a sort of mini summit in a way, you know. So now there are mini summits. We are not doing a summit, but in that sense, and we have already people in the schedule that in our area are a big deal, that says that they are going to be there. So in our area, Jana Sanskriti is the most important group of theater press worldwide, and we're talking, and they will be sharing their performances, and so there is an event, and David Diamond and other people in the panel are a pretty big deal in our field. So just putting they are going to be in that event is important. But then obviously we need to kind of have the profile and, you know, everything ready for the social media, etc. So we are, yeah.
Yeah, one question. Maybe the heads up message is general, yeah, about the event. Maybe that could be earlier, but not the rest.
Yeah, we can. Okay, this was like.
Stay tuned. A lot of
yes.
a big event is coming. We have many guests. Like just keeping there.
Yes. 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 Hi, Alexia. And so, yes, and again, I put it like this to give us time, but if we're ready to start, I just feel that we need to do it right. So just that we don't, create mixed messages. So also that this stay tuned, because then we don't feel rushed about it also, that we are out when the because we don't even have a name for the event, so fundraising is what we're doing here, right? But it's not necessarily the name of that day.
Yeah.
So we are still kind of figuring out this, and I hope now we'll do breakout and we will strategize and start to find ideas and finalize it. But I'm just looking at the timeline right now. And this is like a conservative timeline. So it could be that other actions are happening in between, but it's just a conservative timeline in which we're looking at that the last time that we have to do a heads up message, and I see Hector joining, is this date, right? And this heads up is the official heads up. It's not just something is coming, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, official heads up, but not with the lineup and that maybe like a general about the event. Because I feel, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I feel like it's too close to the date for me, maybe like just announcing, but I don't know, we can sense it.
Okay.
Just
So
on the
yeah, I will just present it, and then we can have a conversations and do that. Welcome, Hector, Alexia. I'm just presenting what I prepared so far in terms of timeline, and then we can have a moment to have all of that, conversations. So this is like the latest that we have to do this heads up. And there is a lot of preparation in the social media and art areas that we can talk about how to do it later. Also, we have Chetna joining and their group from India. That's a good thing. There is a lot of scheduling to do right now because there are people that said yes, but then where to put them, and if we're doing parallel sessions, not parallel sessions. So Jana Saskriti said yes, and they have a whole thing. Rangumbi, that are Rangumbi just said yes about performance. So we're very happy with that and how to do that. So that's another theme we're going to work on later after about how do we work with the scheduling. Ilaria is starting to work on an idea. Marina and Deborah on panel. We also have interactive project presentations, this time slots. So there is both the, who is presenting and the concept of how to host those presentations. A workshop session emerging, at least one workshop, but there is a lot of harvesting of information that then we need to kind of turn into communication. Gaia Arts meeting. This is, again, it's a skeleton, but it's also to help us see what is emerging, panel conversation. And yeah, so this is again the seeding ideas, and this is more how it's being framed. And maybe I'll stop sharing. You also, this is like the Google document, and the other thing is this more conceptual part of this conglomerate of energies that are starting to move towards our December 1st event. And I'll stop sharing for a minute, and just to welcome also Alexia, Hector, and maybe we can go around again very fast. And this time about maybe just one sentence or one word. Okay, one word is too much. One sentence or two sentences about something about who I am and what brings me here now today, and something for our fundraising plans, seeding. So I can start. My name is Uri, and I like to make a party. And that's my plan at Seed. And I send it to To Hector.
Hello, I'm Hector, and I have been connected to Imagine Action for a long time. And I'm here because I'm friends with Ilaria. And Ilaria is connected to Uri. And life is a intense, beautiful party if we inject it with imagination. And I send it to Ilaria.
I'm Ilaria. Yes, I'm excited to be connected with all over the world. I always thought that my dream was travel, going to know people from all over the world, and here we are. So I pass to Chetna.
Thank you, Lario. Namaste, I'm Chetna from India. I stay in Mumbai. Um, well, Yuri spoke about a beautiful emerging theme of distant childhood. I think that really uh, felt very close to me as I see children around me nowadays and in the boxes. So the boxes emerged as a theme. So I'm very grateful that Uri spoke to us, and that's why I'm here. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it to, am I pronouncing it right? Fede? Fede?
Hi, I'm Federico. I'm the social media manager of Imagine Action, and I feel very happy of being here and being part of all of this that involves Imagine Action. So, if at your service, and I pass it to Deborah.
Now this is full, it's getting bigger. I'm Deborah, I'm in Spain, but I'm from Argentina. And I'm really happy to be here creating everything, this event with you that it's to support great projects around the world. And I will pass it to Viral.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Yes. Namaste. I'm Viral. I'm from Rangbhumi, Mumbai, India. And we met Uri during the time of Joker Exchange. And from that time, some or the other way, we've been associated with him for either workshop or training or project. So that's what brings me over here. Thank you. And I'll pass this to Alexia. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So the world needs creativity. And I pass to Samuna.
Hi, Samuna just wrote on the chat that his microphone is not connected, and
Okay.
he asked me to let you all know that he's participating, but she doesn't have a microphone.
Okay, so Samuna, I love party too, which is awesome. I love partying too. So we've got Raj, have you gone?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Okay, we pass to Raj.
Thank you. All right. So for me, the space, I very deeply resonate with distant childhood with respect to not just the boxes or the present situation, but also outside the situation, even before COVID times, and how even after the COVID leaves, what impact or what impression does it leave on the childhood of children. So I'm looking forward to if I can explore something on that aspect as well. And yes, so passing the ball to Roshan.
Hey, thank you, Suraj. Uh, Namaste, my name is Roshan and I am from Rangbhumi, which is situated in Mumbai, India. And we also work in the field of applied theatre. So here I am also here. Uh, it's also because we have been working in the field of education and with children, with corporate sector. So we have done a lot of work with children, and we are very much interested in knowing their world and getting to. Also, recently we did a theater of the opera, a forum theater where it spoke about raise your hand only if you know the right answer. So it's about how yeah, it's here only. Boom boom. Okay, it's about what how children are suppressed, or they are said that only give the answers if you have the right answer. Otherwise, please don't give. Don't open your mouth. So that's what I think. This is also another platform where we can talk about it, where we can work here. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else who is okay? I think I can pass it to Uri back. Uri.
Thank you. I think Samona is trying to connect. If she will, if but I think okay, she might have some.
Yes.
You're here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sending the ball to you.
Hey, thank you, Yuri. This is my new device, so I haven't set up Zoom and stuff like that. And it said like quit the Zoom to enable the mic, and I didn't want it to quit. So I stayed while everyone introduced themselves, but then I quit again and I'm back again. Now my camera is not working, so I can at least speak. So it's great. So yeah, I love to party. I love, as Ilaria said, I dreamed about travel a lot. Haven't been able to do that in the US for 5 years now. I'm almost feel stuck, and for so many reasons. So I'm looking forward to travel more, starting from Italy, Colombia, and me and my partner, we were just talking about visiting Mumbai. So people from Mumbai, hey, so great! It's an amazing platform. Thank you, Uri.
Great. So we're pretty much on time on agenda. We had a welcome half hour, 15 minutes. We had a round one of introducing ourselves, 15 minutes, more or less. And we have another round, which I thought to do in breakout, or although we are not many people. Later, I will explain the Ermit situation. I don't want to move there right now because it has a technical setup moment that I feel it's just going to lose energy. So we might do that on the second section. So we're going for another half hour and then half an hour of free exploration of Ermit, which could be a platform that we use together with Zoom. Could be. I had a conversation today with the developers. They are from India, actually. A new startup company from India. They're doing interesting stuff. It could be useful for some of the things on the schedule, and some things are better on Zoom, and we have a lot of Zoom accounts. So what I thought about now is to do brainstorming. So the idea is like presenting ideas. What could be ideas? We're still open. So as I shared, there is a Google Doc. It already has some concrete proposals, but there is also still a lot of time for creativity and collective intelligence. And the kind of project management framework I'm using is Dragon Dreaming, and is inspired by Aboriginal people and system design. And it's really about creating the maximum amount of creativity and collective intelligence. So the idea is that, you know, among us here in this room, we have more years of experience than any living human being on the planet. So if we would be able to activate that, we would be we would be the smartest human being that there is. And if we calculate all the many lifetimes and rebirth cycles we have all gone through, then it's much more than that. And then obviously there are a bigger circle of people that are connecting with us and would feed and might see this recording later. So the idea is maybe we can create breakouts, and this is like free brainstorming. We're organizing this fundraising event in December 1st. How can we, and we have like several questions, like what could be ideas for the event? What could be ideas before the event? What could be the events of after the event? So there's like, what do you think could be cool ideas to do for our event? What could be a good follow in and follow up? So this is like the 3 categories. So I'll create breakouts, and whatever comes to you is a great idea, and try to capture them in the chat so then we can share them. Maybe I'll create 3 groups. So then it's 3 people in a group. And I'm trying to just make sure that Rangumbi are not always in the same room, so so they can meet other people. Okay, so I'm creating rooms now. So we have I'll do 15 minutes, and then we're back to share everything that came up as our collective intelligence. Oh, 19 minutes. That's fine.
I need to go. 10 minutes.
Va bene. Sì, la verità è che io devo rimanere qui perché forse ci saranno persone in ritardo.
Sì, ma non c'è problema. Anche perché noi adesso non siamo in nessun break room, no?
No.
Dobbiamo fare noi
posso
la
unire.
break room.
Sì.
Cioè, dobbiamo fare noi il... No, forse non conviene. Forse tu puoi... entrare in una... Is there a meeting this morning? Certo, noi non ci siamo, possiamo stare proprio 5 minuti perché poi devo andare.
Sì, quale gruppo?
Di Hector, dai.
Bringing synergies and other things. One thing that I love is also having a space for children.
Yes.
Like I personally know at least 5 people who are theo practitioners who have little kids, and some of them even little babies, and almost half of them met in workshops that I had. Someone told me once that I should call imagination action because so many people match. Not all of them lasted, but including Uri and Ilaria in the workshop. And there they are. I was talking about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I love this idea of having a space for people with kids, and how Imagination could be a conscious place that knows that people have children, and that children, as in most villages throughout history, were invited to participate.
Yes.
In many ways, in creative ways. Adults were the ones who lost the imagination to include them. Not to say that there are some moments that they should not be there, should be doing some other things. But I like that. I like to have that space and to enrich that, so they can draw things, they can play, they can, well, do whatever that space will. I love to hear that Jana Sanskriti wants to show a play. And then it would be great to have a space for real dialogue. I don't know if they want to do a forum theater, I imagine. So to give that enough space. My only concern is that if it is too many things, and at the end, I don't know, I felt like or either we're rushing through things because we want to be in so many places, or we don't give things enough space for profundity, even in joy. I mean, I'm talking about the joy of being in a space that is rich in the exchange of knowledge or the exchange of whatever the experience is. So, but I guess that's just a question mark, not a posture. Okay, I will leave there for the initial reactions so I can hear from you guys. Do I send it to someone?
Yeah, you can pass it to anyone.
So, Roshan, do you want to share whatever?
Sure. So for me, I think since last 4 years, which I have been working in the field of applied theater with children, I realized that it's not about me going there and teaching them something. It's about how the space that can be created for them, that I can also learn from them. It's like they are like mini adults. They are mini adults who are just smaller in size and weight, and sometimes they give the wisdom part of that of our life, that even though if I talk to my parents or maybe with my friends, even that doesn't work. But what they speak in during the session, during the reflection session, that brings a lot of reflection for me as well in my life. So they also show the how the disagreement
I had goosebumps. Goosebumps.
You know, love is all we
We are the children. We are the ones who make brighter days. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares and their life will.
How it's going to be part of every one of us of the event.
No, we haven't seen that.
Yeah, we joined in late, a little late.
Hello. How are you?
Hi.
I'm moving between rooms to see. So in some they're putting some music, some they're talking. So I'm curious about the atmosphere.
Now we are talking about the event and the teams and all the stuff. I don't know if you chat with them already, spoken about the time difference between India and Argentina. But I'm kind of lost. But I don't know which is what is we have to do now.
We are thinking about ideas for the event. Like what ideas do you have? So just whatever ideas you have about how a strategy or a thought for the event, before the event, in terms of everything that you have as an ideas, we share ideas, and then we can share them between.
Then so we can exchange it later with all the group. Okay. Then I wasn't that lost. We were talking about maybe which strategy we could use on every group, and what is we can apport or give to the event. I'm a social ninja, so I was telling them that I already have my place, but I don't know if they have one, or how can we try to orient them so they could choose or achieve?
Yeah, well, just to say, Chetna and Viral and their group, I invited them to come in because they are performing in the event. They will be performing in the event. So they're not necessarily one of the fundraising organizing teams, but they are also part of kind of thinking about ideas for the event itself. But also we can involve, so we have this social ninjas. This is like the one helping with social media. Their goal is to get engagement. We have the art wizards creating artwork. This could be drawings, video, anything that is created to publish the event. And could be used also for social media. And we have the hosts of Liberation. This is people organizing events in the follow up or in the events, and the joy weavers, which is just connecting these different groups. It's like a metaphor of the different roles we can have. I noticed that in our other breakout rooms, a lot of people speak about children and how to get people involved with children. So I think that's very interesting. And yeah, I like this idea that we're celebrating something. That's my idea. And again, I'm still sensing what is this thing that we're celebrating? What is that we want to really recognize and celebrate in that event? What are we celebrating? I think I also notice a lot of this kind of nice colors in the background and the power of holidays and celebration, and thinking about it as a celebration and what we want to celebrate.
Yeah, while you say this, and the other day when you had messaged us, we shared your voice recording, and coincidentally at that time we were meeting after 8 months down where we spoke to you, and the floor of that place is all boxes. It's tiled, and once we looked at that, and then we zoomed out, so the place we stay is boxes again, and there was this small girl who was sitting right in the balcony and was just speaking, hey, hey, and then we waved at her. She turned back and moved away. So that was a moment of synchronicity and more of serendipity is where there's Uri's voice message. We go down, we look at boxes, then there's another box, and there's a child who's singing. And while we and all four of us are really thirsty right now to kind of get into a room of drama where children are shouting and screaming. There is this chaos, but we are not able to, even that one single child we waved and she just went away. For me it was, oh my god, I mean, where are we, what's happening to the world, and maybe have I lost that energy in me to connect, and eh, is the child really feeling that I'm a stranger? So a lot happened in those. And then we wanted to make a video. We said, let's make a video on this liminal space where we are between the reality that exists and the childhood, the games theory, which talks about the children are always imagining, but it's the adult who think that the imagination is not real. So the liminal space between the real and imaginary, and how do we believe that in that space? So that emerged for me, for all, in fact, for all of us, as a very is a wonderful space because it's a space of emergence. Yeah, I think for me that is a very alive space.
I'm taking notes, but I'm moving between groups. So I'm going to move to another group again. I'm just going to.
And so yeah, so we also are challenged as people, and I think people in the social arena and the arts arena, to be very creative about ways to finance the work that we do, because we know the world has not, especially in the last 50 years, have not value the work of artists and the work of the most important work, the most revolutionary and the most subversive work that we can do is to activate the imagination. Because people with imagination are the opposite to consumers. Consumers don't need imagination, they just need information and a starvation of their souls to want to buy things that they don't need. And we work in the opposite to that, is that we all have gifts and that we want to give them to the world, that we came to the world to give gifts. We don't come to the world empty, to fill ourselves with shit that we don't need. So somehow we can also articulate that philosophy that has been with Imagine Action from the beginning and that has been evolving.
Okay, I'm going to say hi to everybody.
Hello. Yeah, I'm there. Hello, Uri.
Hello, I'm moving between teams and it's very funny to notice. How are you doing?
We are doing okay. Great. Alexia remembered the song We Are the World. Do you remember?
Yes, I heard a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And so we were like just, having some resonance with the song. And in a way, it's the message that is still on that message. So she said that it's an idea. Also, I was saying that we have to look for a name for the day. So it could be also like related to that. And Soraj, I don't know if you want to add something. He was like checking the document.
I was also wondering if there is anything related to the culture of the places, because I see that there are also about people coming from different places, kids sessions with parents, poetry, texts.
Yeah, those are ideas.
Yeah. So I was wondering if there is something that can be around the culture of people coming from different places, belonging to their traditions or rituals or something around that. I guess our group is already mentioned over here, right?
Yeah, there's like 3 more minutes, so you can think about what you want to share. Like, what's your top 3 ideas you would like to propose, and how you would like to propose them. And I'm going to move between groups again. So it's like 3 more minutes, so you can think about what are the top 3 ideas you would like to share with others, and how you would like to present them. And I'm moving again between 2 groups.
Okay. Goodbye.
And there is Yuri.
Yes, I was saying that there is 2 more minutes, so you can think about what are the 3 top ideas that you came up with and how you want to present them.
Okay, so there's a question for you. Should we ask you right now or later?
Yeah, you can ask me, sure.
Okay, so like how are we channeling the whole program so that we can keep audience engaged even after the show is finished, and also the ways they can contribute?
This is part of the things that we are going to be brainstorming. In terms of Imagine Action, it's on that day, the fundraising is ideally on Facebook, because then everything we raise on Facebook is doubled that day. But it could be that we need to find a way that people register so we can follow up if they didn't contribute that day, and or they want to contribute in other ways, like people have done for that day through organizing workshops, organizing projects, etc.
Right.
But how this is happening, this is what we're thinking about now.
All right. Okay. So this notes, you can download them, right?
It's in the chat. You can. Where is it? Okay, I
in the
think
chat.
it just went to the general chat. So it's for
Oh.
everyone. I think everyone. I see it anyway. Yeah, I can copy it anyway. Okay, good.
So for the three top ideas, should we list here?
Sure.
just-
Well, let's just share that in the main room. We're going to go back there in 10 seconds.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I think we can share one idea each, since we are three people.
Sure.
That'd be easier. Hector, you left so fast.
Okay. So I just share. I went through rooms. This is the drawing that came out. I need to color it, but it has
lots of children there.
People have children, and there is boxes. There is also a song. Imagine matching. We are the world. We are the children. Imagination gifts. What is going on? Yeah, but I'm curious of kind of just we can popcorn here. What have been the best ideas that you came up with, or you heard, or thoughts, so we can harvest them and share with others?
Ori, I'm so sorry that I had to go to another meeting. Could I just leave some things? And
yes, please.
And I apologize that. And so the main things I heard is somehow Imagine Action has always been about the idea that we humans come to the world carrying gifts and medicine that we want to give to the world because the world needs it. So this is a moment to celebrate that idea that we all have gifts, and all of us as Imagine Action, we're going to be sharing how we create from those gifts and our medicine, how we are giving it to the world, to the communities where we work. And what we want is to celebrate the gifts of all those who come to this fundraising, so they feel also that they can fundraise because we need funding to do this work. It's beautiful that all of us are already doing the work. So we're not waiting for money to do what we're doing. We're just offering people the opportunity to connect to those things that resonate the most with them, whether because they are closer, because they are in Mumbai or Nepal or Colombia or whatever it is, Italy, Argentina, and then they connect with whatever gifts they have. Some people might contribute some dollars or euros, but some people might contribute with volunteer work or contribute with technological knowledge or contribute with their collective, with their imagination. Deborah, I don't know what you're doing, but you're all right. You see, wow, contribute like that. Distracting people with their beauty. That's good. So thank you, Deborah. And so anyway, so I feel that because especially the pressure of time right now is how we can develop the ways to channel and to receive all the gifts that people might be inspired to give as volunteers or as communicators, or even some people will say, look, I am resonating completely with what you're doing. My soul is vibrating right now. I might not have much to offer, but I want to learn. So we might also get people's interest, people who are very interested in what we're doing. And the other aspect is that few organizations have made intentional and conscious the fact that many of us have children and small children. I'm conscious that it's not only Uri and Ilaria. I know many people who just had children recently, and often, especially for women, because of the patriarchal societies we live in, there is no room. It's difficult to participate in workshops. It's more difficult to do things. We are going to consciously offer a space for that, and also among us are people working with children. So that's beautiful too, that we can offer things to do with children. All right, those are some ideas. Thank you for, I will stay another few minutes and then we'll leave when they're begging me from the other room.
Oh.
Yes, Deborah.
Uri is gone. So maybe I can share quickly. what we think. I just put some custom. It's not really custom. It's my hat for the sun, and I'm happy just to show that it's a fundraising. So we need to have fun and really believe in that. And also here is the word is happy in Spanish. So that's why I'm putting this here. So we have our ideas in the group. First, was the song, We Are the World. Maybe we are thinking like just recording a song, a group song with different lyrics, but with the same song, like a remake of the song, maybe it could be, or something also apart. Also, we don't have a name for the event. It's fundraising, but it's not a theme name for that. So we have to look for it. And also we think that after we have the name and the theme, to look for an object to all share for that, for the day of the event. And not only a shirt like in the other events, maybe a hat or something like fun to show that we are really enjoying the event and there. So, and also to I don't know, to connect people with the project in a fun way. And the third one was we were discussing about diversity, wider than gender, also culture, you know, a lot. So maybe doing something to hold space for all the people around the world to share something in common, but we don't know yet how. But still, that's it. Yeah. And Fede, my birthday was last week, last Friday. That's why I have this band.
We had the excuse to celebrate it again.
Yes, sure. And we celebrated in Unfolding because it was a Friday. So we have a celebration session. So anyone else wants to share?
Maybe Shetna, do you want to share what we were talking about?
Yes, sure. So I had put it in the chat too. We spoke about how 2 days ago there's Diwali in India, and Suraj, Josh, and we all met after 8 months or 9 months. Okay, so we got a message from Yuri and speaking about this event and how the theme of distant childhood emerged. And incidentally, at that time, we saw children live in front of us after a long time. And there was this girl sitting in one of the apartments in like a box apartment, and she was just, like, and then we all waved at her, and she went away. So we were all just wondering about how the boxes have these boxes and that boxes and the connection, how children, what are they going through, what are their feelings. Because we do a lot of workshops with children online, and how would they be feeling about their playful times in the parks, in the free space, where they still have to wear masks? I don't know, how do they even breathe? For me, it was very difficult to keep it on with sweat, and so all that emerged, and how this liminal space between the imagination and reality of how we adults, we all are facing this reality, but there's imagination of these children who are still, I think, the strongest because they have adapted so beautifully in their spaces. So what is that space? So that liminal space which is emerging, um, we don't know what is it, but we would love to explore that through the space of playback theater, or a movement between playback and TO. So an offering of a performance of where we could listen to the voices of children, their parents, of what's happening with them, and any stories that emerge, any narratives that emerge. So we would love to offer that as a performative space. And Ferry spoke about his social media plans, about planning, scheduling, because time is running fast, and all that. And I just had also had an idea about the four of us also offering a Bollywood dance number, a dance. We can just swiggle with the Indian beats and do a nice, wonderful song where we all could dance a little, say about a minute and a half. So that will also kind of do some different beats. Thank you, Alexia, for the heart. So just wanted to add that. Uri, we had an idea of offering a Indian Bollywood dance number, all four of us.
Now?
No, no, no.
Sorry, you had the post office officer
In the evening.
with something strange.
In the event. In the event.
It's a good thing that I'm recording because if I miss anything. But and also just to say that in theory we're on a break now. And the other thing that I wanted to test Ermi after we go back. So I just wanted to share that, and I know Hector has to go. I wonder if there's anything else you want to bring up and that was in your groups that you want to share now.
So as Federico shared with Chetna on the social media side, we talked the same in our group, that it's a kind of a challenge and opportunity to document everything that we do in this 14 days leading to Giving Tuesday. And there's a drive on Google Drive. I will share the link with everyone. And anything that you do, audio, video, pictures, graphic, you talking, your children talking, anything cute, you just upload it on the drive, and then me and Federico and my team will put it into a template and make it look like one uniform design that leads to Giving Tuesday. So I would like to request everyone to upload anything that you've been doing. And I give example of Gopal. I've been asking him to do the same thing for a long time, and then he said, I'm not good with videos and technology. And I said, you don't need to show your face, you don't even have to speak, just share your authentic story, and our team will look into it, how to make, if it's not clear, just the video is not clear, then we may add text to it. We can add different language text to it, because our goal. Bye Hector.
Bye.
Sorry, they are asking me. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I love to see so many people from India. I love your country and anywhere. So we'll talk more. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.
So anything that leads to giving, because right now we want to focus on Giving Tuesday because it's only 14 days. We want to, if every post you share with us, we'll put a link on it to go there to register, go here to do the donation. So anything that you think is useful, you can upload to that drive. Yuri can share that drive with you. You have the link, right? Not Yuri, Federico. You have the drive link, right? So you can share with everyone so that they can upload their content on it. It'll be a good documentation of our process.
And just to be clear, we're not getting people to donate now. This is important. They're not supposed to be donating now.
No.
All the donation has to come on December 1st if they decide to donate. So this is important. What we're building up towards the event, and we're organizing the event, which will have different events inside of it. The Google Doc helps us to organize that. And I think I like the concept. So we're building a concept. I feel there is a concept built around children and the world together, which I love. I think that's a great concept. And I think there are different things that we can kind of focus on. There is one is social media, and we have Federico and Simona that are supporting with their teams and skills, and also other people here that register to support social media, particularly for this event. So this is like the social ninjas, and I see Alexa joined the WhatsApp group, which is great. And there is Deborah. We have other people that about art and artwork, and Federico is also there, like how we create artwork for the event. and yeah, whatever comes in terms of, so I like this idea. So maybe Federico, you're holding this kind of space for creative content on the drive, and this is the Art Wizards space, I guess. And then we have hosts, Liberation, and this is hosting events before and after, and Ilaria is hosting something. I'm hosting several events, and I hope that we can, as we confirm event, we can send it so there could be social media prepared to inform people what we're going to have at that day. So again, just as a temporary list of people that have said yes, that they want to offer something. So we have Jana Sanskriti with a, it's not a live performance, but it's a recorded performance with an interactive element from Jana Sanskriti. We have panel conversation with David Diamond, Tia Spiknuk, Mark Weinblatt, and Hector. And then we have another panel conversation with Dion Briok, Ravi Reshik, Tony Clea, and Ron Bansal. This is in the evening European time, so afternoon South America. We have an arts meeting space that could have different spaces. This could be a place for having this kids space, imagining, and kids and parents space, and this imaginary space in which we can develop as a theme as well. So I think that's nice. We don't have yet a name, so maybe we can brainstorm on that. What is the, is it we are the world, we are the children? I guess we cannot use that, and there is all sorts of good reasons why not using that song, but maybe this is something else that we want to develop in terms of picking up on stuff. Then there is interactive project presentation. So again, we have projects, inspirational projects that will be shared by Hector about Colombia, Reconectando, Matias about Hope Builders. We have Gopal, hopefully he disappears sometimes. Samba from Senegal, he's sending me videos. Salim from Afghanistan, memory boxes. So this is another space in which we showcase projects. So Imagine Action is not just about, oh, look how great we are, and we are opening a stage for all of social arts to show itself. And we are building a network. So that's something else. So this is, and how to, so I'm just sharing that as well. Something else emerging again is the panel around education that Ilaria is developing, and I think also Deborah and Marina. We need to figure out how to not create a too much hectic event. Hectic event is like the embodiment conference, which is a great thing, in which it was whole craziness. I feel it was a whole craziness. You cannot have 1,000 sessions in.
Yeah, I don't know if Hilaria asked you about having a second session in the afternoon in Spanish for Latin America. I don't know. We were discussing that this morning.
I heard that. I heard it. The only thing about that is that we need to figure out the logistics of that and how to not create it in a dispersed way. So, and how we create it. So, because there's other stuff that has been already put there, but we can maybe create it as a, either as a breakout room from the other event, or we need to manage 2 stages. And we need to figure that out, which is also possible. Okay. But yeah, you don't need to ask me. You know, I'm just that we need to coordinate. You know, so then that you know, whatever we propose is synergic with what's already kind of being proposed. And there is performances as well. You know, this is also why I really wanted to bring Lumbi here. To figure out where, you know, as you hear now, where do you see yourself? Also time-wise, you know, do you prefer to enter more in the, in which spaces? And again, and you don't have to answer now, but this is also, I like very much this idea. I don't know if you know this book of Eric Kessner. It's called The Conference of the Animals. It's a beautiful book, and it shares about, it's a story about, so the animals of the world, they decide that human beings are not good in managing the world. So they make this decision to create a conference called the Conference on the Animals, and they invite just children as representative human beings, and they're going to kind of decide how to kind of resolve all the world's problem and create peace and all of that. So that's a great. There is an image of that. I thought it's a great metaphor, but also like yeah. How can children teach us about the future and about how to create the future now? I like that.
Can you say the name again?
It's called the Conference of the Animals. I think it's the name. It's Eric Kessner.
Okay.
I'll find the thing. I'll find it. And
also, is there a literature or a document where we could read about the fundraiser a little? Like who's the fundraiser, what is it for? And
yeah, not yet. This is what we need to create, among other things. We are the fundraiser is the event on December 1st, in which we showcase the social arts across borders. And so what we're fundraising for is, one thing is we're fundraising for Imagine Action, for its future projects and its administration and holding future events. So this is one thing, and this fundraise goes on the Facebook page, because everything you fundraise that day, if you're a nonprofit in the US, like Imagine Action, Facebook will match it. So we're doing that. And what we're fundraising for, beside our regular operation, is the community projects that people will propose and can enact in collaboration with Imagine Action in 2021. So we're doing both. We're fundraising for our activity and for a community fund project that is not yet decided how it's going to be used, but we want to have it so we can do that. Also internally, we're showcasing, so we have a project presentation so people can go directly and support a project they like. So this is another thing that happens within that event. So we're not just fundraising for ourselves, but also offering a space for other people that might otherwise will not be able to fundraise. So facilitating not only through money, so the project in Nigeria, which is building a network of education center in northern Nigeria, they need computers and tablets. So people can donate their old tablets and old computers and send them, and they are creating these information centers across 100 villages in northern Nigeria. So this is just an example. So we're also doing this kind of mapping of offers and needs and things that people can support, and different way of giving. So there is a money giving, there is a object giving, and there is a talent giving, which is what we're doing here and programming. So we're exchanging our gifts and talents, and we're putting it in one thing, right? So we're connecting it as one, there are different ways of giving.
Is this event a repeat event? Like, does it happen every month, or this?
This is the first time we're doing a big event on Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a big giving day in the US.
Okay.
So it's a kind of, I'm not really from the US, but because Imagine Action has a nonprofit in the US, and we have people following us there, that is a good chance for us to to sustain our activity and activities of other collaborators not from the United States, which is kind of where Imagine Action has been going, from being a US based to be a globally based platform for people that don't have the access to this kind of possibilities. And actually we're kind of cheating the system, hopefully, with that, and having funds to do projects outside of the US, which is something that we're doing more of.
Yeah, sorry. I'm also wondering, are we open, or are we inviting children to be a part of some performances or offer some performances in this?
Well, we don't have an event yet. So depends if you're. We are creating the event now, so we don't.
Yeah, because I just had this whole, that's why I'm asking a lot, because we this work that we're doing on the education system on Raise Your Hands, the children who perform would be very excited, or maybe a playback theater children who are learning theater with us, they would love to also perform. And the children performing for children will be a very beautiful space, is also what I also feel. So maybe through Rangbhumi, we, four of us plus also the children, space for them to perform for each other would be great thing to offer. We would love to offer that too.
That's beautiful. And when exactly? What will be the time frame?
The two thoughts I had about children performing for children, one is the maybe like how stories of dreams is what we've seen very beautifully, how children love to narrate their dreams, because the adult world doesn't really honor their dreams often. Oh, chocolate house doesn't exist. So maybe like a 40 minutes of 45 minutes of playback theater. If the second thought is the Raise Your Hands piece, which these three children perform, which is again, we could look at a 45 minutes to 50 minutes of a TO. It's a TO plus image theater performance by the children, which is very, very powerful, I feel. And it'll be great if children and if they're adults, parents to watch it together. And it's very participatory. Yeah, so maybe time is okay. I mean, we performed at India time at 9 p.m. also. I think one of the shows we did was at that late too. So we could offer that too.
So when is 9 p.m. in Europe? Let me.
In India, for you, it could be, you can calculate Roshan. You are at CET, right? So Central.
Yeah, or just the schedule is in UTC. So you are plus 553, right?
Just looking at
Yeah, it's plus 53. I think.
Yes, plus 5-3, 5:30.
53. So, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it could be earlier, actually. It could be.
Yeah, earlier will be good.
It could be earlier than that. Like at. We need to reorganize that, but I think it could somehow connect with maybe it can come before the conversation and education that Ilaria is doing at 11 a.m. So maybe at 10 a.m. UTC, which is your 5:30.
Yeah, which is great.
It's a 60-minute thing.
Yeah, 60 minutes, right.
And how is it called?
Raise Your Hands. That's a short form.
And you say children performing to children. How would adults?
Yeah, children performing for children and the parents, educators, practitioners, everybody. It's an open.
And do you imagine, because we're testing different ways like voice, and do you think that could be a content that is then replayed and people can interact throughout the day if they are in a different time zone? They cannot see the live performance. Can we imagine a situation that people kind of replay the performance and have an exchange between them?
Yeah, that would be a great idea to explore. Yeah, sure, we could explore that. Yes.
Okay.
We have few recordings. Maybe we could kind of segment that and create that. Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm putting it like as an idea. Raise your hand as a constant engagement, or maybe a voice. Okay. Or we can find another way. Wait, Hilaria is repeating with Noah.
Yeah. In the meantime, Samuna and Fede, Samuna, are you there? You were saying about the content that the ideas that we might have to give to you and your team. Maybe you can just guide us or give some ideas to.
Sure.
to
Like
think
like for Chetna's idea, children's content are the best contents because when the child is here, parents have to be there, neighbors have to be there, and adults, wherever there are children, adults have to be there, and we want fund from the adults. So children's are best, animals, people who have got dogs, cats, and they attract a lot of attention, and pictures like close-up pictures where we can see your eyes and expressions, and we all are actors. And that's have been my experience. Whenever we have our pictures close up with some expression, that can attract a lot of attention. And videos like moving picture, that's the human tendency. Like we are always attracted to moving pictures. If something moves on social media, people want to stop and look at it. So what I think is the pictures and videos don't even have to directly related to the event. We want to create curiosity from that, and then people will, okay, this picture is interesting, what's the text in it, and then they will go to the text, and then they will register for our event. So anything that can catch attention. And then voices, speaking human is again another attracting thing on social media, like what they are saying. They have people have seen celebrities and news anchors speaking on social media, but then when they see someone they know speaking on social media, they're like, what is she saying, what is she about? So that's something that can create curiosity on people to read the whole text or watch the whole video. So for the text of the Giving Tuesday, Yuri can say more like what exactly we should say, because we should have some of those magic words that we can include in our content. That like in the sales world, they say there are a few magic words to close the sale, or something like that, so that they would come into the. And then the example for the fun word, Deborah, you said like creating fund, no fundraising for fundraising. So we are raising fund, we are giving fun, and then we want you to give us funds. So something like these, like interesting words we can play with. So we are all creative, we are all actors. This is the great team to work for me, because in other companies I work with like business personalities. They know how to sell, but then they don't know what to say and how to say. But here we are all actors, especially theater of operas people. We are used to of working with people who we don't know on the street, interacting with people on the street. So let's just use that power, and just start talking to your camera, start looking at your phone, open your phone, look into yourself, and start talking, and then we'll see like what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Improvise.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, Zamuna.
Okay, so we're a little bit over our original time. I just want to share something and maybe take a break, and then we can all test Ermi. I know if some people need to go, that's okay. And also just to define again the kind of where we're going to go in terms of process. So let me share my screen a second. So I'm testing it. I'm not sure if it's the right fit for us. I had a conversation with the people of Ermi today. Their paid version is definitely out of our budget and maybe not really built for us, because it's built for business and not for what we are interested in. But it is interesting. So I created an event. I'll put the link. The interesting thing about this platform, differently from Zoom, and Zoom we're pretty comfortable with, is that there's two functions. So one thing is that you have this social table situation and with networking, and you can do networking sitting on a table. So that's interesting. One of the goals for me in the event is to build our online community and help people network and find people they're interested in. And in Zoom, it's kind of hard, and also having agency. So this is something and maybe afterwards you can just go to the link and try it out and try to meet someone in a table, join a table, see how it looks. If it makes sense, there is also other kind of so there is a sessions. It's so then we have like at 4:30. This is now Art Wizard Circle, Social Ninja Circle. We have this kind of conversations, but then we have the table situation. So I'm not sure if we're going to use it, but I am kind of looking at possibilities, especially if we're going to be using more than one space parallel. We need to think about how to organize the event. Again, it might not be relevant for everyone here. That's for people that are actually hosting the event, but also people with social media need to know what we're going to do. So so I just invite you to have a look, see the event is live. So in theory, you should be able to go and sit on a table and see how it looks and just see if it makes sense to you as well as a group, as a performer. Again, there is this option here to create a stage and people can go backstage, like the actors can prepare. And then when you start the session, people can raise hands and you can bring them to stage. It's all stuff that in theory we can do on Zoom. But there are certain things that might be useful and might not be useful. But again, it's again a test. So if you want to look this up, it's open the entire week and we might use it, we might not. The big problem with bringing a new thing is that it's a new thing. So if it's not like useful, we will not use it. Again, just saying this is emerging, but keep connected on the Google Doc and see how this is shaping up. And I put raise your hand here. I'll see how can we keep engagement throughout the day. Again, we have quite a big network, potential network, and that we can activate. But then how do we make it that we don't get burned out in the process of organizing this event? This is an important theme, a theme also in the Joker Exchange, how to make it really generative, play to the potential. And yeah, and here again, more conceptual space. And let's see if this can emerge. Again, this is another possibility if we link more Zoom rooms, and this is if it becomes a bigger event, then there is like different activation spaces. Okay, my daughter came, the children. Yeah, so yeah, I feel to maybe have a maybe we can even take a closing and see if people want to try out the Meet and speak on there. One way to use the Meet is we have everything on Zoom, but the Meet would be a sort of open lounge area that people can join, and outside the Zoom, you couldn't get into the show. It's already 300 people in Rangoon. So where do I go? I go to the Meet and I find someone to talk with, or so this could be we can just use it as this lounge area, or if we see that some events are useful to do in Meet, we can do some events in Meet at some join. Anything else? No, I think like the rest is we're still figuring this out. We have some time, again, bringing back to the timeline, we're here. We started talking about what will happen. We started to kind of strategize. We have about 12 days until the last day that we should start really sharing what will happen. Now we can do post of anticipation, like 10 days to go, 20 days to go, because we don't know what will happen, but because it creates also suspense. And in the meantime, we can prepare the messages in the week before, which is the key part, which is also like, oh, David Diamond in conversation with da-da-da-da-da. So all this kind of stuff needs to be prepared so we can launch it and follow in to the event. Yeah, this is the last week before we review, we do the program, countdown starts, and then team celebration and feedback, really important we're trying this out, we're going to see One of the website I was looking in Giving Tuesday say it's important for nonprofits to remember that Giving Tuesday is just the first day of the giving season. So it's just an opening. So I think we can definitely imagine more events throughout the month. As Unlock the News is going on, and several people have doing partial or full scholarship, and they would like to give workshop as fundraisers. So this is there is a really interesting workshop being proposed by Priyanka on storytelling from India also. And so she might do a taster event in December 1st, but then there might be a longer workshop in December that people register and they can donate for Imagine Action. And this is part of kind of the policy that we're building in terms of Imagine Action, in which we perform, we create quality trainings with our partners. A new training might be happening with Chetna soon, it's collaboration. And they give value to our work. We pay for ourselves, and but we also create a scholarship program in which people can access them through a fair exchange and through building more energy for everyone. So this is kind of part of what's going on. And we all have a gift. We carry gifts, and we are giving it to the world. Interact.
Yes. So I'm gonna play with the Hermit by myself, if it's okay for you later. I'll go, or are we having a break, or what are we doing?
Let's maybe do a closing round. So I think we can then, if people can do this, maybe we'll because we with the coming in and out, and I feel we didn't really take a break in between. So I think it's better we just allow this testing to happen so some people can meet there. Maybe we can do just throw the ball again, and there's something we're taking. Yeah, maybe we do something we're taking from this call, something we want to throw away, and something we're seeding. So there's three things. Okay, let's see. So taking, throwing, seeding. So I'm taking the energy and the excitement and the generosity of people showing up. I'm throwing the anxiousness and stress and marketing. I throw it away, and I seed a better vision of the world that lives in children, that lives in us. And I'm sending it to Deborah.
Thank you. Beautiful. I'm taking all the connections with you. I love, a lot of love and joy of being here. I'm throwing away. Was throwing the word? Yes, throwing. Yeah, yeah. The anxious. I have a lot of questions that I want to ask and I want to solve, but maybe it's not the time now. I thought I let it go and wait until the time. And I'm sitting, yes, a better word, a real, to create and to empower ourselves with little actions to really, really make a different world. And I'll pass it to Chetna.
Thank you, Deborah. So I'm taking action with me and a spirit of what Johnny Walker says, keep walking. Keep walking. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. And I'm throwing the laziness that had set in the Diwali holidays of 3-4 days. So, okay, bye-bye. And I'm sowing the seeds of receiving myself fully. So I'm open to receive others fully. So seeds of receiving. And I will pass it to Viral.
Thank you, Chetna. What I'm taking with me is the new event and new lineup of new things that I'm taking away. Mm, I don't think I'm throwing away anything. And the feeling what I have right now is yes, one more show of raise your hand, and the rehearsals will start again. So yes, that excitement. So I'm taking that, and I pass it on to Fede.
Now I get it.
Thank you.
Well, what I keep in is the joy, love, and happiness of being part of this with my child, as you can see. um, I'm going to throw away the anxiety, maybe the worry about how can all this function, or how can we work, and let it flow. You know, I think that we are on a good way, and we have to keep this path. And of course, we need a better place to live, a better reality with which we interact. So I throw away all the worry, all the anxiety, and then keep all your love, the happiness of being with you, and I pass it to Samuna. We are going to see she's on, or we are going to Suraj.
I'm back. Sorry. I was on mute and I was talking. I wish I had my video on. I'll have it next time. Thank you, Federico. I'm taking in the community, the communication that we're having in this box that seems almost suffocating after all these months. We want to get out of this box. But I'm taking in the communication and connection and community. I'm letting go of my anxiety, procrastination, self-doubt, and that question that does it even worth it? Does it even worth it? Anything I go ahead, anything I try to do, this voice says like, why you want to do this? What is this? What's the worth of it? I'm letting go of that because I understand, like Chetna said, I understand on like keep going. I believe in keep going. So I'm letting go of my all the anxiousness, anxiety, procrastination, self-doubt, everything. Thank you. And I pass it on to Suraj now.
Thank you, Samuna. So from here, I'm taking in a lot of clarity and action, and I'm throwing out the uncertainty of or unsurety of whether it would happen in the right way or not. So I don't have that uncertainty now, and I'm sowing a lot of hope that something beautiful would emerge. That I'm having within me right now. And thank you. Anyone else has to go? I give it back to Uri.
Roshan.
Oh, sorry, Roshan is back. Yeah, Roshan.
Yeah, thank you. So I have to tell what I'm taking back and what I'm throwing away or whatever. I don't know. Okay, I am taking back again. I think it's a quite like there are few trains here. With a slow train, fast train, express train. I feel there express. I'm sitting in an express train and I experienced it just now in last 1 hour, and I'm taking that experience of this express train here, and uh, what I'm leaving is maybe not so many like so all those so many thoughts or what is that called, procrastination. I'm just leaving that aside. Yeah. Okay. Back to Yuri.
Yuri, you're on mute.
I'm sharing with you the image from the book, The Conference of the Animal by Eric Kästner. And this is how the conference was going on as they were the children of the animals. And I think, as much as it's not about, we just had a big political thing, it's not really about who is in charge, but it's how is in charge. So, so I imagine us as children and as animals managing the world as if it was a game, and imagination being part of that. Modeling this possibility that we can do seriously fun, seriously enjoyable, seriously imaginary, innovative, and beautiful impact and change.
Yeah.
And I'll send the book later, so it's kind of.
Maybe we can dance a song before we leave.
This is the song. What is the song? Vuoi cantare? Quale canzone facciamo?
Canta, Noah.
Ok.
Com'era quella di prima? Che era piaciuta a tutti?
Ok. Tip-tita, tip-tita, tip-tita. Tip-tita, 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 tip-tita.
So we have bye-bye song now. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, adeus, adios,
Adios.
arrivediamo.
Andiamo.
Andiamo.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Check the air meet, see if it's a good option for us, and maybe we meet you there. And bye bye. Tick tick tock, tick, tick, tock.
Don't forget the folder. Don't forget the Google Drive.
Have fun. Don't forget
Oh, guarda, c'è anche il figlio di Federico. Hello. Ciao. Hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo va?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Federico. ¿Y vos?
Fede Junior.
C'è il tuo bimbo dietro.
This is Agustín, my son, my biggest son.
Pero déjalo hablar. O sea, dale los auriculares.
Mira, ahora te van a hablar. Hola.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Te gusta el fútbol? ¿De River? ¿Gallina?
Lo mejor es decir.
Los mejores.
River Plate. River Plate, ¿no?
River Plate, sí.
¿Viste? Yuri, que está en Italia, conoce a River. ¿Te das cuenta lo que es el grande?
Pero el padre de Uri era argentino, nació en Argentina.
Sí, me contó Yuri. Que había viajado, que conocía a Mendoza también.
Por eso.
Yo,